Alright, this is just kind of a random video. It's Easter, by the way. But anyway, um, I like Deltarune, and this is basically my Deltarune predicament. Because I have chapters 1 and 2 here, as you can see, and I have beaten both the secret bosses in both chapters, but took me a bit to find Spamton, because I didn't realize you could go back in the trash area, but still. I've done that, and I wanted to get the full thing, because chapters 3 and 4 have been out for a while now, and I've been wanting to avoid spoilers as much as I can, but you know how YouTube is. It doesn't care whether you get spoilers or not, so I've been spoiled to a few of the characters and the songs for them. Anyway, I got a gift card, a $20 gift card during last Christmas, and I hadn't used it for a while up until fairly recently. I know it's like a month or two ago at this point, but I just thought I might as well make this update video because I haven't made a video in a while. Anyway, I took my Walmart gift card, I went over to the Walmart since we had to go pick up a refill for my medications, so I thought, hey, might as well do this too. And I went to the Nintendo section because I can't use a Walmart gift card on this. And let's see. I was trying to think of the word. And I don't have any other money to do this. I mean, theoretically, I could have negotiated a deal with Grandma, say, hey, I'll give you this gift card and trade to get the game, but that's hindsight for you. Anyway, I went to Walmart and went to their Nintendo section to pick up a hard copy, a download for Deltarune. Now, here in my bag, I have it. But there's a little something here. There's something interesting about this. You notice anything special in particular that may conflict? That's because this is a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive version of Deltarune. I tried putting this into the eShop with its activation code, the code for it, and it didn't work. It really said, this is for a Switch 2 version, and you can't use it. And so, I have this copy of Deltarune that I can't actually use, and then the only way I'll be able to use it is if I pay $500 plus tax to get a Switch 2. And so, this is basically a coaster now. Like a $25 coaster. Yay. Anyway, I'm gonna stick this back in my bag. One of these days, I'll find a use for it. Maybe I'll get someone to, like maybe someone else is interested in Deltarune and they happen to have $20 to spare and to Switch 2, and so I can say, hey, I can trade you this and its code for the $20 so I can get Deltarune myself, but tell them the whole story. Oh yeah, Legends ZA got home compatibility recently, so I might as well talk about that too. This is mostly just an update. As you can see, my kitties are chilling here. There's my baby Sasha. Sasha, can you look at me? There's my pretty girl. How are you doing, my precious baby? She's the sweetest little thing. And there's Grandma's cat, Sierra. You can tell she's this, like, sandy, chocolatey brown. Also, that glows. I just thought it was cool. It goes all rainbowy. But yeah. They're the two nicest cats in this house. There are two other cats that are nicer but more skittish. And one of them is kind of hesitant to be around me because I get loud sometimes. No. Well, yeah. If you're wondering the story on that, that's a picture of me when I was a kid many, many years ago. It's a picture we took at school, and we had to do a thing where we take a picture and we get a quote. let me find a quote. So I found a quote on the internet, and it says, "Gamer, I don't need to get a life because I have multiple." It's so cheesy, but it also makes sense because even back then I was a gamer. Anyway, aha, good. I'll do this. Okay, so now I've got home compatibility. I've transferred in a bunch of my shinies, particularly a massive collection I had of shiny Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. And probably one of the best ones here is, coincidentally enough, the very first shiny I ever found. I'm not sure if I've ever said this story on YouTube, but as you can see, she's from all the way back in X and Y. In fact, let's see, somewhere in this... Aha. It's hard to open this with one hand. Okay. It came from this exact copy of Pokemon Y. And I got this copy from a friend that I had. And I was borrowing it to play Pokemon Y, and I was going through Victory Road, and I smash a rock that happened to be in my way. I get a random encounter, and it just so happens to be a shiny Pupitar. And I had a freaking aneurysm, basically. Well, no, it's not even right. I had like... It's like a panic attack, but for excitement. And so, after a long and arduous battle, hoping that it wouldn't accidentally die, I used a timer ball, as you do with long fights, and caught her. And I couldn't think of any better name, so I just named her the first when I transferred her up. And I basically begged to let my friend I basically begged my friend to let me hold on to it for just a little longer so I could transfer it out. But they eventually just said, alright, you know what, you can just have the game. And I really appreciate that. Yusuf, if you're even knowing about this or watching this, I appreciate it. You're cool, man. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, as you can see, I've got quite the collection. But since my original 2DS died, I think a reason is because I splashed a little bit of cup noodle broth on it, and it just kind of stopped working one day, and when I got this new 3DS, well, new, it's refurbished, but I got it from Dad because he heard that my 2DS was dead, and I immediately swapped out its memory card for the one that was in my thing, but since this thing hadn't been initialized, my thought is that it wiped out all the save data I had on my original memory card, and so now I've lost all my data for... I haven't lost my data for most of the games. The big thing was that I lost, one, all of the backgrounds I got from the Nintendo eShop, which no longer works. 2, I lost all my badges that I had collected from the Nintendo Badge Arcade, which also no longer works. And you can't even get it. You can't get it anymore, and even if you do have it downloaded, it doesn't do anything. It's useless. And 3, and probably worst of all, maybe, arguably, it's probably the worst. I lost all the DLC I had for Smash on the 3DS, which sucks because Cloud is so good in that game and I loved it. And his sword has a ridiculous hitbox. I mean, have you seen that neutral air? It is absurd. Anyway. Yeah, so that's why I haven't been playing Smash Brothers in quite a long time. This thing's been turned off for the last several months just because after losing everything, I've just lost all motivation to play. And so, yeah, it's not fun. It's the same thing that happened when I lost all my Animal Crossing save data for Animal Crossing New Horizons. I made a video going over that. You guys, if you see his channel, there's a video, and it's basically, it just says I am in pain, and it's a picture of the thumbnail is a picture of my Switch Lite with a fucked up fucked up image plastered on it. That I won't go into it here, but my thought is that it overheated because my controllers, they love turning on inside my bag. And so one day while I was I don't know how long it was, but I was coming home from school and the controllers must have turned on in my bag, which, if you didn't know, for a majority of controllers, if you press the home button while your Switch is off, if it's paired, it will turn on. And that's what happened. And what must have happened was the controllers did something like this. And it moved to the controller screen where it then froze and overheated and died. That's what my theory is anyway. Because it was really hot when I pulled it out of my bag. Anyway, that's kind of pointless. But yeah, so I've been really sad about that. I would do more shiny hunting in Ultra Sun here. In fact, I've got 2 shinies that I've already got saved up. And it's a shiny Latias in a level ball and a shiny Mewtwo in, what was it? A Beast Ball. And they're both trapped on my 3DS right now because this is actually the worst thing that happened when I lost my old DS. I lost access to my Nintendo Network account. And so now Pokemon Bank doesn't work, and so I can't transfer any of my guys out until I find something to help. Like either someone that already has a 3DS and Pokemon Home, and then I could just borrow, or Pokemon Bank rather, and I could just borrow theirs to transfer. But yeah, that's why I haven't been doing, that's one of the reasons I haven't been doing anything. Because I've got 2 shinies I spent a lot of time and effort hunting for. I even failed one shiny Latias because it struggled itself to death. But I guess that one death meant I got another chance at using the level ball, which worked. So I'm pretty happy about that. Anyway. Yeah. So, and what's also nice is this wasn't really intentional at the time, I don't think. At least not for the Latias. But both those Pokemon actually have Mega Evolutions. So, in a way, I also need them for my shiny Mega Evolution Pokedex. Which means it sucks even more that I can't transfer them out. I mean, for Latias, it doesn't suck as much because you can shiny hunter in this game if you have the DLC, which I don't. I also heard from Dad that the DLC actually sucks. So, yeah, but I'm getting it. I'm gonna want to get it just for the mythicals you can get that you can't get in any other way. But yeah, so I guess I went on a tangent, huh? Anyway, yeah, she's here. She can Mega Evolve. And she was actually really good once upon a time. Though, after the introduction of fairy types and such, she kind of fell off in recent games. Well, competitively speaking. She's still a strong pseudo-legendary. Anyway, I guess I might as well go over my collection. Oh, right. There's another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh, I also transferred in my shiny Rayquaza that I got from the Terror Raid event in Scarlet and Violet. Caught it in a luxury ball, because I mean, of course, the synergy is too good. Though I probably should have used like a Beast Ball or something, because if you want a shiny Rayquaza in a luxury ball, you can get that in other ways, but it's much harder to get one in a Beast Ball. I mean, you could probably do it in like Ultra Sun and Moon, probably. Because like, I don't think for the Ultra Space Pokemon, there aren't any shiny locks there. Anyway, here's some of the heavy hitters. Got my event Lucario that I got from the mystery gift in Scarlet and Violet. I wanted this guy to be my Mega Lucario Z, but it seems that Lucario Z is restricted to the DLC, so I can't do that. But I've got my shiny Dragonite, Blaziken. Basically, all these guys are shiny. My brother actually helped me get this shiny Scolipede, so shout out to Corbin. He's my boy. Actually, he has his own YouTube channel. I think he posts more often than I do, but yeah, he's pretty cool. He goes by something like Wolf of Frost or whatever. Something like that. At least that's what his game profile name is. But yeah, I've got all these guys. I've got their shinies and their Mega Stones. Oh. You know what? I forgot the... Wait, no, Excalibur isn't an exclusive to the DLC because he was from the battle events. He was just introduced alongside the DLC. Anyway, here's more. There's the shiny Steelix I got in Legends Arceus. Here's my shiny Gyarados. I named her Trogdor the Burninator. And in Scarlet and Violet, she had access to... I think it was Heat Crash? No. Temper Flare. It was Temper Flare. And so I gave her that so she could Burninate and use her stronger attacking stat. I actually caught this shiny Aggron in this game. Just honestly, it should be down here with the other Pokemon shiny I got in this game. So, the first one I got in this game was the Gengar, followed shortly by a bunch of... so, like these, except for these guys on the top row, and except for these two. These are all leftovers from when I was hunting for a shiny Honedge, so I could use it in my party. And I ended up getting 2 on my final check, so that's nice. So if I want to use a Honedge in a playthrough in another game, I can totally do that. But yeah, I transferred in this. I transferred in the Vivillon and... Actually, no, and the Curlia, yeah. Everything else I caught in this game, including this shiny Alpha Patrat and this shiny Florges, which was a Floette at the time. This is the most recent shiny I caught, actually. Let's see. I think it was like literally yesterday. Let's see, 4/4/2026. Let me... Yeah, it was literally yesterday. But yeah, and so I evolved her, and now she's a pretty flower fairy lady. I don't know. But yeah, so I've got a lot of extra here. So if anyone ever needs a shiny Beedrill for their Mega Dex, either I can give you one, or... it shouldn't be too hard for you to find one. If you're shy, I can almost guarantee if you're hunting for Honedge, you'll find more than enough. Let's see. But yeah, these guys, I think... No. These are just more miscellaneous guys. And a lot of them are fairly recent guys I caught for my Mega Dex. So that would be the Phalanx, the Malamar, the Electros, and actually this specific Glalie as well. And then the Abomasnow and Artaria are from Ultra Space. This is actually a first shiny I got in Pokemon Go, this Bayonet. So that's cool. And actually, on the topic of Pokemon Go, my shiny Dragalge is also from Pokemon Go, which is also pretty cool. And it's got a Mega now, so it's also got a reason to be in this game rather than just chilling in Scarlet and Violet, where it's version exclusive. Ick. Oh, wait, there's Clamps. My shiny Scizor. The Clamps! Nah. Oh, I don't often name my Pokemon just because when I name them, I want it to be something good. Something, cool. So like this one, because she's based on Axolotl, I looked up feminine names, and this is one that popped up. I think it was Russian, but It's like perfect for an axolotl. There's Search Shop, and of course Star Platinum, which is actually my original shiny Metagross before I went out and hunted one with a mark, which that version of Star Platinum. See, there's a difference between Star Platinum and Violet, because this one has the filled in star, and Star Platinum and Violet has the outline star. So I get to keep the JoJo reference both ways. And I can Mega Evolve him, so I could call him Star Platinum Requiem or something. The only thing that would make my reference better is if Metagross could learn Trick Room, and I could, because Trick Room, like alters space, so it inverts the speed charts. So slower Pokemon move faster. And so it's kind of like messing with time. So I could go Star Platinum, Zawaldo, and Trick Room. It would be... I thought it was funny. Also, I didn't realize this before I transferred my shiny Sceptile into here, but I actually invested her into physical attacks. Here you can see there. Which, isn't a good idea because I thought because Sceptile's signature move is Leaf Blade, right? And that's a physical attack. But Sceptile's stats indicate that they're geared towards special attacks. So, and I haven't even checked the stats for a Mega Evolution. I should probably do that. I'm probably going to have to re-EV train her. And nature. But yeah. Let's see. Got a few other guys in here, like this Kangaskhan I caught recently while I was trying to shiny hunt for Furfrou. I really want a shiny Furfrou, but I haven't gotten one, but at least I got Kangaskhan while I was looking. And that's one of the ones I really wanted. Just because the only other way I could have caught one is in Pokemon Sword, and I'm not really good at, well, I have Shield. Same game, it's just, whatever. This is the only other way I could have done. Right. These guys down below the guys I got in ZA, these guys are the Megas I found out that are exclusive to the DLC. So that's why they're there. I also got this Chandelure. I'm getting distracted again. Right. So I actually have one thing I was going to rant about. I'm glad that at least, Diancie wasn't exclusive to the DLC. It was instead a mystery gift, but at least it was a mystery gift I was alive and aware of to actually get it. That's my big gripe with mythical Pokemon, is you have to be in the right place at the right time and know the right thing to get them. That's my problem. And in Pokemon Home, they're required for Pokedex completion. Otherwise, at least I think they are. There are still a few odd Pokemon I haven't gotten that aren't mythicals. And the only reason I don't have them is because the only way I can get them is to either transfer them in from Pokemon Go or get Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which is another thing I want to get because I want to shiny hunt Arceus and Shaman. Hopefully, I think Shaman might be huntable. And I would have been able to hunt Darkrai. And like Arceus, it should have been made available at any time. But instead, even though they did it like how it was in the original Diamond and Pearl and made it an event restricted to an exclusive mystery gift item, which I can't get anymore, meaning I can't shiny hunt Darkrai even if I got Brilliant Diamond. And at first I thought, well, maybe I could use tweaking, which is a glitch. Essentially, they were so faithful in recreating Diamond and Pearl that they even kept the most famous glitch. And I thought, well, maybe I could use tweaking to go catch Darkrai even though it's not there, but the developers were mean and decided to leave make it so that Darkrai only spawns when you have the item in your inventory. So, yeah. The Pokemon Company seems to hate me. Anyway, right. It was this. So recently, since the home compatibility reignited my will to play this game, I was working on Mabel's research to get the shiny charm. And I got about this far before I decided to do the math, because I have five things for catching certain types of Pokemon that still need completing. Some of them are really close, but... And then there's winning Pokemon battles, which... This is absurd. So, here, let's see. So I've been playing this game for quite a while. Here, let's go see. Yeah, I don't have internet, so this takes a while to load. I've been playing this game for 125 hours. 125 hours of just playing this game. Playing this game through to completion. You can see I've completed... I still have... That's not the map button in this game. That's one thing that bothers me about Pokemon games, is they always change what buttons do what. So, like, minus would be... Like, I think the minus was the Pokedex in Scarlet and Violet. Y was the map. But now Y is roll, and plus opens the map. And then in Legends Arceus, up on the D-pad was open your satchel, but now it's pull out a Pokemon. And instead of readying a Pokeball in Legends Arceus, or one of your Pokemon, it's only readying a Pokeball. And so every time I want to try and pull out a Pokemon, there are a lot of times I do this and waste a Pokeball instead of pulling out a Pokemon like I was intending. And basically, it's just dumb. Anyway, as you can see, I've finally done all the main missions, including the special missions for Diancie and Mewtwo. Actually, are those like inside missions? Yes, they are. Also, I always thought it was kind of weird that it was shine bright like a gemstone. But then because, you know, Diancie is diamonds. But then I saw a comment on the internet that pointed out that they probably didn't want to get sued by whoever that pop star is that made a song that was shine bright like a diamond. So they just played it safe, which is fair. But yeah. Okay. I wonder if I can transfer Partner Cat Pikachu into this game. I'll probably do that when Right! I've got Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so I've got... I think this is all the 3DS Pokemon games. Well, no. I'm still missing Base, Sun, and Moon, but Ultra Sun and Moon are literally just better versions of them, so... Yeah, I forgot that this is where I've been doing all of my hunting, and I was going to reset my Sun save file so I can catch other shinies that are version exclusive in Ultra Space. But I haven't gotten around to that because, well, I can't transfer anything out, so what's the point, you know? Anyway, so I've done almost all the side missions and every main mission. And I've done... And anyway, I went ahead and did the math. And so, because I've been playing this entire game, and I'm only little over halfway to completing this. Only halfway, with 125 hours. That should go to show just how ridiculous this requirement is. And people have just resorted to cheesing battles using turbo controllers and rubber bands. Just to get the shiny charm. And I really wanted to avoid doing that because None of my controllers here have turbo. They're all third. Well, this one's first party. These two are third party. And this one's actually one I got from my friend Amari. Shout out to her. I had never seen this design before. Because really the only time I saw controllers on sale was at Walmart. And so I had never seen one like this. And it's super cool. And it's awesome. She got it for me for either Christmas or my birthday. They're so close together, it's hard to tell which one's which. But it was a year or two ago. Anyway, so I did anyway, I'm getting distracted again. I guess that's ADHD for you, huh? Anyway, I went. That's not the controller. I'm gonna put these back where they were. Okay. So I did the math. I added up the value of all of these and compared it to how many more points I needed to get the shiny charm. So I added all these up, so that's 300 times 5, and I got 1,500, which is 100 points short of getting the shiny charm. And those are the only research tasks left. As you can see with, here. Yeah, so here. Catching grass types. It goes up to, wait, no. Goes up to 5. It only goes up to 5. And all these are number 5. So that means there's no more of these left. And the only thing left after I do them is this hell. This monotonous hell. And so even if you did every other request aside from the final winning Pokemon battles, you would still be 100 points short of getting the shiny charm. Meaning you are literally forced to do this. To do twice an entire playthrough's worth of battles just to get the goddamn shiny charm, which, you should have gotten for completing the Pokedex like you did in every other Pokemon game. Oh, Sasha's left. She doesn't like when I yell. Grandma said she was a Russian blue, and I looked that up, and it seems to be accurate. Anyway, so I've finished the whole Pokedex, and I still can't get the shiny charm, and I'm forced to do these battles to get it. An entire second playthrough's worth of Pokemon battles just to finish this task and get the shiny charm. That is absurd. That is ridiculous. How did they think this was okay? Like, this is just cruel. This is cruel. It's unfair. It's not nice. It's just awful. I guess that's just how the Pokemon Company and Nintendo have been in recent years, huh? They've been very mean. There's one thing I really wish for the next game, for Pokemon Champions. Please remove Shiny Locks for all Pokemon. I mean, I get having Shiny Locks for, like, event Pokemon, because they're specifically designed to be shiny, or they're specifically not, because, they're specific Pokemon. That's just kind of how these things work, is you connect to the internet, put in a code or whatever, and they give you a very specific Pokemon. So it makes sense for those to be shiny locked. Fine. That's reasonable. But having every legendary Pokemon and starter Pokemon shiny locked from the start is just, that's also not cool. Like, if I want to spend the first 100 hours of my playthrough hunting for a shiny starter just so I can start the game with a shiny Pokemon, then by God, let me do it. It's just pointless. It's just mean for no reason. Because they know how coveted shiny Pokemon are. But no. They just do that just to spite you. Spiteful game design. It's ridiculous. And I also wanted to shiny hunt Zygarde. I mean, originally I wanted to shiny hunt Zygarde just because shiny Zygarde is awesome. It's one of my favorite shinies. I mean, to be fair, I have a lot of favorite shinies, but Zygarde is easily one of my favorites. The top favorites. Like, I think shiny Zygarde is cooler than... This is like a hot take. I think shiny Zygarde is cooler than shiny Rayquaza. Just because I've always been... You know, I don't know. I guess I've been more partial to white accents than black accents. Both are very similar, and both are very cool in their own right. And what's nice about both of them is that they can go well with basically any color. So, like, some colors just look ugly together, you know? Like orange and green. Or... I'm trying to think of another ugly... Oh, yellow and purple. Ick. Gross. But black and white, both, always go well with any other color. It's good. And the frickin' cyan and white is just, like, the perfect shiny for me. And he got a Mega in this game. So, I've been really wanting to get one of those, but since nobody plays Sword and Shield anymore, let alone Dynamax Adventures on the DLC, I'm gonna have a real hard time hunting for a shiny one, unless I can somehow gather up a gang of people to help me shiny hunt. And that really sucks. I have a couple Discord servers that I had found on the internet for people who like shiny hunting, and I haven't really gotten much help. So, because there are other people in there that were looking for a shiny Zygarde, and I guess they already got theirs at this point. So, I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to help me. I've got dreams that I'm currently unable to attain. But yeah. I think I said everything I wanted to say. Here's what my character looks like. I guess the easier way to do that would be to go into here. So he's got like the black and white and the leather, and then he's got purple for the, you know, the inner part of the outfit, so the pants and the inner shirt. And then he's got the cyan gradient hair, as well as I recently unlocked the cyber contacts, and I thought they looked cool, so I put them on. What I would do is, if they had a thing where you could have like two different kinds of color contacts on at once, I would totally do that, but this is the best I've got. So, yeah. Anyway, Jesus, I've been rambling for like 40 minutes. I am... if anyone has cared enough to listen through all of this, I don't know. I guess it's nice being heard. I guess I don't know how to end videos, huh? Well, I've got some chicken tenders to finish. Got these earlier today, and I ate like one tender and like a single bite of another, and just kind of didn't feel like eating more, so I stopped. They're cold now, but they're still fine. So I'll get to eat my tenders, and right, I also gotta transfer a few Pokemon to Pokemon Home, like Zygarde. Zygarde's one of the ones I need in Pokemon Home for my home decks. Here. I guess I might as well go over that whole debacle, but it requires I turn on my phone's hotspot, because that's my only form of internet right now. Hotspot's on. Good. Also, I tried, because I heard that Mega Man was on the Nintendo Switch Online, And so that's why these are at the top. I otherwise never touch the Game Boy and NES, the NES especially. Those games are just too old for me to get enjoyment out of. They don't give you very much direction, and I guess that's part of the charm, but as someone who grew up with modern 3D games and like DS style 2D games, it's really hard to play older games for me. I don't know. Like, I've been struggling in Kirby 64. At least I figured out, I'm not sure if you were always able to do this, but you're able to remap buttons now, which I just thank you. You know how hard it is being forced to move a character in a platformer? It's so hard to use just a D-pad for movement in a game. I just struggle with it. It's so clunky. The control stick is just way easier. And when I found that you could finally remap buttons, I'm not sure if you were able to do it before. I remember looking in the past, but it must have been a thing they added recently. I think I repeated myself, but yeah, I remapped this thing so I can use the control stick to control my character. Anyway, I heard Mega Man was on Nintendo Switch Online, and I looked on the NES, and it wasn't there. And it turns out the Mega Man games are the Game Boy versions of the Mega Man games that I didn't even know existed. And I tried playing a Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. Nah. that was not fun. I started with Metal Man stage, and like the very first enemy, I couldn't kill it. Like, no matter how much I shot in his direction, he just wouldn't die, and he was just invincible. And after I died to the second enemy, which is the same enemy, surprisingly, I narrowly avoided getting impaled by the Incident spikes. I don't know how, but every ledge I walked off, there was a spike pit literally underneath it, but I somehow managed to avoid not getting hit by those. That was sheer luck, I guess. Maybe reaction speed, but I died, and I immediately like, nope, giving up on that. Screw that, I'd rather play Oracle of Seasons, which I probably will play later. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. But yeah, they should totally have the NES versions of the Mega Man games, because those are just better. They're hard, I've heard. I tried playing it on a bootleg, like, it was a bootleg Game Boy or Game Boy Advance system that I think a friend had. I tried playing Mega Man 2 on it, and I'm not sure if it's just because it was a bootleg game or if because I suck, but it was probably both, honestly. But yeah, I don't understand why they got the Game Boy versions of Mega Man rather than the NES versions. It's just not worth your time. And the NES versions are right there. They're in color. They're not even Game Boy Color versions. They're just straight Game Boy versions. It's just not worth it. See, I've got 1,002 Pokemon on my Pokedex. I have almost the entire... Okay. I have almost the entire Pokedex. Like, I actually have the entirety of Gen 1. I even got Mew. And that's probably, like, the hardest thing. But I don't have Ledian. Mostly because I haven't caught one in Pokemon Go, and I haven't caught enough Ladybug to evolve a Ladybug in Pokemon Go to... Yeah, and the only other way I can get is from Brilliant Diamond, which I don't have. I borrowed one from a friend for a short time, but my big problem here is guys like this, Celebi. I don't even know when the last Celebi mystery gift was a thing. I haven't seen it in the time since I started checking mystery gifts. So there's some more guys that I can't get. There's like Spinda. I have a bunch of these guys prepared from 3DS, like Spinda and Kecleon. I have both of those from Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and I've probably got some Clampearls as well. I even got a shiny Clampearl that my brother caught in Pokemon Go. He let me have it. Thanks again, Corbin. You're awesome. Such a cool brother. I still like Sam more, but that doesn't mean you're bad by any means. I don't know, I guess Sam was just more relatable to me. Anyway, yeah, so a few odd Pokemon, and the thing that sucks about these guys in particular is that they're trade evolutions, so it's even harder to get those. Yeah, it's mainly the mythical Pokemon that I have a problem with. Where it starts getting bad is with like Gen 5. Oh, right, because right, it starts with Gen 6, huh? I was mixing the generations. The biggest problem for at least Gen 5 is Genesect. And the only reason I have that is because I got a bunch of Genesect from a random research event in Pokemon Go. So, it's just a shame you can't trade them to any games without already having obtained one in that game. Because Pokemon Go is just like that. See, I need Zygarde, I need Hoopa, I need Volcanion. And Volcanion and Hoopa are in the DLC for ZA, but I don't have that. And there's a few others that I need, like Marshadow and Zeraora, which are also in the DLC, but since I don't have that, I can't get it. And if I knew at the time that there was a shiny raid event for Zeraora, then I would have totally participated in that, but I didn't know it existed, so I just didn't do it. Or either that, or I wasn't playing at the time. Maybe both, but it's dumb. So I never got the shiny mythical that you could have gotten, and I'm really upset about that. And right, the only other guy that's a problem is Zarude. Again, I didn't know this event was a thing at the time, so I was never able to get it. So it's lame. That's my problem. It's not like I'm omniscient. It's not that because I don't know magically know whenever a Pokemon, like a mythical Pokemon, becomes available through Mystery Gift. So I either like need someone to like have these and be willing to at least temporarily trade them to me so I can get them in my decks. That's how I got Victini, is because Dad had a Victini and he let me get it in my home decks so I don't need to worry about it. It'd be nice to have a Victini of my own, but in time. But yeah, everything else, see? Like these guys, all the Gen 9 guys, since I was aware of these things at the time, I have gotten my Walking Wake and Iron Leaves and Petrarant. I'm not sure if Petrarant's like gonna be because right now it's Mystery Gift exclusive, but it also says it's never expiring. So I guess you'll stop getting it when the servers for Pokemon Violet get shut down, but that'll probably be a long while till then. But yeah, so all in all, not fun. My only hope is that I can get Pokemon Go to transfer in the Pokemon that I don't have and see if hopefully the mythicals are excluded. I don't know if they're included or not. I just figured they were, since because even though I don't have Celebi, it's still showing up in the Pokedex. Normally for mythical Pokemon that aren't, in the base game's Pokedex, they don't show up in the Pokedex until after you obtain them. And they're like, an extra secret Pokedex entry. But yeah, and since I don't have access to my 3DS games, I can't just pull the guys I have stored. Otherwise, Skitty and Delcatty wouldn't be a problem, The only thing that is still a problem, even if I did have access to them, is Huntail and Gorbis, just because, you can get the items, but you need to have someone else to trade with, and either that or own a second console and a second copy of the game, which, to be fair, I do have a second copy of the game since I have both versions, but it's not fun. I guess really my only hope for completing the Pokedex is getting Brilliant Diamond. And just hoping that the mythicals aren't counted for getting the original form Magearna, because that's what I really want. I want to be able to get the original form Magearna before Gen 10 comes out and expands the National Pokedex, making it even harder to get. It's frustrating. Come to think of it, you know what? No, I'll just do that off camera. It's not something that needs to be shown. Yeah, I think that about sums it up. It's basically just a rant about stupid things in Pokemon games and how my gaming life has ended up being the frustrations of life that don't pertain to the real world. Because that's a whole other gigantic can of worms from hell that I don't want to open up. That's because, boy, is the real world a horrible place right now. And I don't want to think about it. Which is why I avoid doing so at all costs. Yeah. I guess this is kind of random, but I might make it as like a separate video, but this is for whoever may be listening and made it all the way to this point in the video. I'm gonna give you a little treat. It's one of the coolest, one of the most interesting things that I know. Here, I'm gonna close this for now. And I don't know if my hotspot's unlimited or not, so I'm gonna turn it off. No, I said turn it off. Okay. So, yeah, it's one of the, it's less of a secret, and more of a glitch. And it's one of the funniest things that I know how to do. And it's the easiest way I know of breaking a game. For this, we're going over to my DS here. Are you serious? Let's use my right hand. My right hand is stronger than my left. Yeah, the cartridge looks fine. So, here, we'll hover it over a download play. See if it's responding at all. Because normally when you put something in, it'll... There we go. Okay. It's in Mario Kart DS. And in fact, I think this copy of Mario Kart DS is actually a copy I've had for a very long time. Essentially, it was a long time ago, back when I was still living in Utah originally, and I had a Goosebumps game when I was carrying my DS with me, and someone was like, hey, I like Goosebumps, I can trade you, would you like to trade you a game for it? And I'm like, sure, what you got? He's got Mario Kart, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll take Mario Kart. And so I traded a Goosebumps game for Mario Kart, and I think this is still that very same copy. Anyway, this is one of the coolest little secrets I know. We'll just go into... Go Waluigi, because he's awesome. Go with the Zipper, because I think this is like the first motorcycle vehicle that was ever in a Mario Kart game. Let's go already. Oh, okay. I'm not going to play through the entire Mushroom Cup, because that is too much. So I'll just go for a versus race. Yeah. Because I think that'll let me start on any stage I want. Choose. Yes. It's here on good old Luigi's Mansion. Let's see if I can play this with one hand. Ooh. We should probably do it with my right hand, though. Yeah, I'm not very well versed in this. I'm not like Masahiro Sakurai and can play with both hands. Play 2 controllers on a single hand. Where it doesn't matter that I even get far in this race. But you basically go up to here, and you stop on these stairs. You hold A and B. Oh. And turn sideways. You hold A and B at the same time, and move either left. You stick either left or right to spin in place. As you can see, something interesting has happened. My game has crashed. Isn't that cool? It's one of the coolest things I know. It makes this pleasant sound. Ah, it's music to my ears. It sounds like blood. But yeah, it doesn't actually, like... It just freezes the game. You can still close out of it. So it's not like a... It's not like a... You've destroyed your entire save file crash. It's just a fun little thing that happens that... It's so random that... I don't know, it's... Somebody was probably just on those stairs trying to reorient themselves, actually accidentally crashed the game, and it probably caught them super off guard. Imagine being the first person to discover that. That would have been funny. But yeah. That's it. That's your little reward for listening to my rant. I'm not sure if you really care or not, but either way, it's nice that maybe someone will hear me talking and care. And if you want other crap like this, well, stick around. Don't expect anything too often, but if I have something I think is interesting enough to say or show, then I'll do something about it, but that's that. Sorry for the friggin' hour-long video. I don't have any kind of script for these, obviously, so... I don't have any editing, either. All I've got is my phone. I guess that's how YouTube started, right? Just a guy with a camera doing something. It's old school. Before YouTube was a place where creators could make money, it was just people posting stuff about themselves, being like, hey, look at what I can do. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I just need to end this. I swear I'm like Grandma. I just talk on and on. But I guess that's just me with any topic I'm passionate about, you know? With video games, I am super passionate. Oh, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I haven't gotten to the end of that game, but this video is long enough, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to end it here. Gotta draw the line. So, yeah. Crap. I'm lagging. That's enough. If you liked it, leave a like. If you care enough, maybe subscribe. And maybe look at my other videos if you feel like it. Anyway, that's all for me for now. Bye-bye.